Okay, day 3. I've noticed myself as soon as I started, or as soon as I decided that I would do this, and I kind of, in my mind, made this commitment that I would do a post every day this year, starting to feel a bit nervous about, what would I post every day? Would every day I actually have something to say, to share, and would it be interesting? Or, how do I come up with something every day? And there's this part of my mind that thinks I need to like plan this out and like have an idea of what I'm going to do so that I'm clear on it and there is like intention and purpose. And I was doing my breath work this morning, which I do just 10 minutes in the morning of breath work, following this guy on YouTube, breath work with Sandy, very good. And I love that it's just 10 minutes, very short, but very powerful actually for me. I feel like just that short 10 minutes of breath work centers me, grounds me, and just kind of like wipes the slate of my mind clear for a moment before a bunch of things in my day start flooding into my mind about, what I need to do and what I got to work on and, all the things to think about in my day. And so, so that moment in the morning with the breath work is really valuable. I really appreciate it. It allows, I think, something to come in that moment that can just be there and be clear. And this morning, the thing that seemed to come in was just that, I don't really need to plan these things. I don't really need to overthink about, say, what I'm going to say here on a post, every morning. That thing will just that thing will just naturally come to me and doesn't need to be overthought. And in the moment, I will I will know. I mean, there's always going to be something that comes in that is really relevant to right now. And so that's kind of the approach I'm taking. Like, what this is the thing that's coming up for me now, and so then this is the thing that I can talk about for 10 minutes and share. Um, Also, this idea that there really isn't any there really isn't any coincidences. I think we think of things, I tend to think of things as a coincidence. Like, it's a real coincidence that, I got to meet Charles Eisenstein last week and hear him speak. And wow, what a coincidence that is that, this person is somebody that I've read. I love his books. I love his message and sort of, have up on a pedestal in my mind. And wow, like I can remember thinking, wow, how amazing it would be to get the opportunity to meet this person, Kat. And and then it happens without any effort on my part. I didn't seek this person out. I wasn't looking for an opportunity to hear this person speak. And he just appeared, and I had the opportunity to participate in that. And and I noticed the part of my mind that wants to think like, how random that was, or, you know, it's almost like it's an accident. And I realized that it's not an accident. or maybe it's not an accident. And I think that there's meaning to that, and there is something that happened because it's meant to happen. And, I'm meant to be there and meant to receive this experience. And just seeing how I don't really need to do anything I don't need to make that experience happen. That the experience that I'm meant to have will present itself to me. Maybe not directly, but maybe as an opportunity that I can step into, right? Like an opportunity arose for me to go hear this person speak, and I chose to do that, to say yes and participate. And everything seems to be like this in my life in some way, and it gives me the sense that I can see almost everything else in my life through this lens as well. Like, is it just random that, somebody contacts me on Facebook and asks to have coffee with me? And, is that sort of like a meaningless interaction? Even if we meet up and we were just talking about the weather, and it seems like there's nothing really important going on in there. Yeah, maybe there is actually. Maybe that's exactly what needed to happen. Maybe the conversation needed to be exactly that. Whether I think it's particularly deep or profound or impactful, or whether or not me and this person spend a lot of time together in the future, that there isn't this. It's not meaninless. It's meant to be like that, and it's meant to show me the opportunities and the paths from which I can choose from, to step into, or go into, or turn myself toward, and walk towards, in a way. And I notice that when I think about things through this lens, like everything's not random. Everything's sort of purposeful and has its own purpose that I don't necessarily need to be fully aware of, and I definitely don't need to make complete sense of either, because that's not my role. I'm just a participant here, like everybody else in the world, but things aren't random, and things aren't meaningless. Even if they seem small or inconsequential, which is interesting for me because I think that aligns with a lot of what Charles Eisenstein talks about in his books and when he talks. And when I hear that, it feels right in my body, in my heart. And that's what I sense. Like, yes, there's a yes in me. Like, that's correct. Like, I am, everything that's happening to me, everything that's happening around me is exactly as it wants to happen. I don't know about supposed to happen, but as it wants to happen, as it wants to present to me, whether they're actual things or opportunities or new paths. Yeah, they're all there's an intention and a purpose behind all of it. And yeah, I really like that feeling and that thought, and it resolves things because it makes me, there's my 10 minutes. It even resolves this idea that, let's say something bad happens, or something irritating or annoying, or somebody cuts me off, or I don't get the thing that I want, or there's everyday opportunity for things that are annoying, that feel like it wasn't supposed to be like this. I was supposed to show up to the market, and they were going to have my favorite vegetable at the price that I wanted, that I got last week, and it's not there anymore, and that sucks, and it's not supposed to be like that, but actually it is. And so I can also see that, anyways, that I can allow that. And you know I don't know, it gives me a good feeling, let's just say, about things, even if those things also are connected to essentially like bad feelings, like, oh, I'm annoyed by that. They didn't have what I wanted, something, and it didn't happen. But okay, that's the that's what's supposed to happen on some level. Yeah, that's it.